The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Elias Pettersson's either going to be Ryan Reynolds or Mark Messier.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to another episode of Locked On Canucks. I'm Trevor Beggs, Canucks writer for Daily Hive Vancouver and also co-host here at Locked On Canucks. And man, oh man, I'm starting a new job, full-time job today with Daily Hive, so the pressure's on, but man, oh man, there's no way I'm facing as much pressure as Elias Pettersson.
Oh yeah, pressure's on. This guy's on a sun deck with sunglasses on. Pressure's on though, bro. Come on, you got the easiest job in the world, dude.
I'm just saying, man. Again, nowhere near Elias Pettersson levels of pressure, man. Come on, I'm stressed. I'm stressed out. That's why I'm wearing the sunglasses, man. You don't want to see the wrinkles under these eyes. But I think the one thing that Kyle and I are asking ourselves today as we hop into this episode of Locked On Canucks, is there any athlete in Vancouver history or just in pro sports right now who is facing as much pressure as Elias Pettersson? That's something I've been racking my brain over, Kyle. And I'm curious if you have an answer to this question, because he might just be at the top of the list.
I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer outside of Elias Pettersson. I mean, I looked at other guys. I mean, does Luka Doncic have a lot of pressure on him now going into another season with the Lakers, and LeBron about to retire soon? And there's already been a little bit of criticism about, his fitness and all that stuff. Like, there's been some scrutiny there, but at the end of the day, he's still young, and he, for the most part, like for 99% of his career, has played to like the top of the league, not just like in the top 15, top 20. Like, he's a top 5, top 7 player. Then you look at Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. They haven't won yet, but individually speaking, like, they're still so extremely productive. Real talk. And then you look at Elias Pettersson it feels like it's been 200 games. And if it's not 200, it's what, 150, 160, like 140. Like, he's just been so mediocre. And individually, he has to, bring his game to the next level, become an alien again. But dude, like, how much pressure's on the Vancouver Canucks to get it right based on what Quinn Hughes is going to do in his future? And it's like, if Elias, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if there's another player in sport right now that is facing this much pressure, because if Elias Pettersson is actually the player that we've seen over the last 140 games, you can't trade this guy. He's getting paid a ton of money, and Quinn Hughes is leaving. And then it's like, boom, out of nowhere, a team that has sucked for now 12 or 13 years, if all those things come true, they lose Miller, they lose Pettersson's value, they lose Quinn Hughes. They never drafted at the top of the draft. And you're like, oh, dude, this could be like, how we crack jokes about the Canucks being the Cleveland Browns? Yo, if Elias Pettersson doesn't come back, the Canucks are going to be the Cleveland Browns. It's just the truth.
Yeah, exactly. And that is, that's not a place you want to be, Kyle. Maybe we'll call them the Vancouver Browns moving forward, man.
Oh, okay. You know what? I feel like I've seen that on social media already. Okay. Anyways, can we just be Canadian again? Stop being mean to each other. Stop being assholes. Be straight up. Getting worked up over a $3 bagel, man. Chill out. Where am I going with this? Dude, I don't want to be the Cleveland Browns, Trevor.
Yeah, and I mean, it looked like it was going to be so much more for the Canucks. And look, we've been optimistic about this team, on and off here this offseason, and I just think there is such a wide range of outcomes. But Kyle, to your point, the pressure's on Elias Pettersson because it all kind of hinges on this guy. And, when you asked me prior to this episode, which athletes, in the NHL and Vancouver history in pro sports have more pressure on them than Elias Pettersson? I'm not sure if there has been an athlete in Vancouver sports history who has had more pressure on him than Elias Pettersson. Like, I think a big country with the Vancouver Grizzlies or the Sedin twins early in their days in Vancouver, I think, is a fair answer. But just so much hinges on, if Pettersson's good, Quinn Hughes might stay, and this, the window might be back open. And, I don't know if there's any other Vancouver athlete who has faced that kind of pressure before, especially on this stage. In terms of just other examples in sport right now, I mean, the one example that kind of came to my mind that's similar is Trevor Lawrence of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, this is a guy drafted first overall, and, it's been very rocky for him, especially over the past couple seasons. Now they bring in a new coach, kind of like one last kick at the can to try to revitalize him. And, Jacksonville's a team that has not had a lot of success. But, if it doesn't work out with Trevor Lawrence, it seems like a team that's going to go for another, prolonged run without a lot of success. And they might already kind of be there anyways. So I don't know, Kyle. That's kind of the main example I thought of. I mean, you think of like the Lamar Jacksons and Josh Allens, like you brought up. I mean, at least those guys have done everything in their power to bring a championship. Like they're almost more comparable to like the pressure like that's on Connor McDavid, right? Can those guys, the top athletes, top of the game, bring that championship to the cities that are longing for one? With Elias Pettersson, it's a different kind of pressure because he was god awful last season for the most part. And, the Canucks, if there is any window open right now, it's going to be firmly slammed shut if Elias Pettersson is looking like the Pettersson from 2020.
That the whole house will burn. That's when the team will actually relocate to Surrey or something. Ackley needs to sell the team. Now, how do I say this? I feel as if, let me ask you this. I heard this on Halford and Bruff, and honestly, I experienced the same thing yesterday when I was at a birthday party, okay? And everyone is asking the question. It's September. It's going back to school season. It's also, the Canucks are playing right away. Like before you know it, it's going to be October and the season's going to start. And everyone's going to ask, at this time, how do you think the Canucks are going to do? And I feel as if there's no way to answer that question honestly. Well, for me, other than I don't know, because so much hinges on Elias Pettersson and then it's like, if Pettersson's back, this team still doesn't have a second line set. They have a strong D, but it's hard for, I think, fans like me. I'm just speaking for me to be like, okay, if Pettersson comes back, how are we a better team if we don't have Miller? I know I got to get over it. I know it's the D and we got to believe in the D and hop on the D and just be all over the D. I know, and I'll get used to that, right. But it's still relatively fresh, and that's why I want to ask this question, because I do want to, if we're gonna hope that Elias Pettersson is back, he's going to come back to his form. I want to ask you this: is there any world where he is so damn good, even better than we thought he could be? Again, we never thought Quinn Hughes could be this good. We knew he was going to be great, and we're convinced that he's 95 overall, but sometimes he's 98 overall. Is there a world where Elias Pettersson is, I don't know, twice the player that we've ever seen him be? Because if that happens, then it kind of then we get into contendership ASAP, right? And I that would be exciting.
I mean, there's certainly a path there, right? I mean, I'm not sitting here writing off Elias Pettersson, and maybe we are smoking that West Coast bias, but again, I've said it time and time before. Occasional listeners know, everydayers know, you cannot be as talented as Elias Pettersson's been, be in the prime of your career, and just forget how to play hockey overnight. It seems, again, that mixture of mental and physical last year, bad offseason training, got behind the 8-ball, the feud with JT Miller, that should all be behind him now. So unless there are other mental blockades there, and there's no reason to believe that there are, aside from, other than the fact that he's facing more pressure than any other Vancouver sports athlete, no big deal. But all that aside from, we're past last season, right? 2024 is in the past. He's healthy. No more JT Miller. Theoretically, no more drama. You should see a much better version of Elias Pettersson. So can he be twice the player that he was last year? Hell yeah, he can be.
Hype it up. What does that look like, though, man? I'm actually asking you to be my daddy right now. No, have my back. No, because I just want to go in. Damn. I want today to be the last time I do this, for the rest until the season starts, and that's question Elias Pettersson and his importance and blah 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 and whatever. Can you just hype before we get to break? Can we just hype up the whole world right now? Just tell us what that player looks like, not the player in which people are hoping Elias Pettersson can be based on him being back, but this player that we've never seen before. Can he be the alien? Can he go Super Saiyan 4? What's the ultimate peak version of Elias Pettersson, Trevor?
Yeah, I think it's some kind of love child of, Pavel Datsyuk, Patrice Bergeron, and Anze Kopitar, because the defensive instincts have always been there. And, he's shown an ability to hit more too, right? He got 100+ hits in the last couple of seasons as well, or at least the 2023-24 season. He's shown a more willingness to be physical. He's been great defensively, and he's got probably one of the best individual skill sets in the NHL. The Datsyuk comparisons, I don't think were a fluke, right? He looked like that guy for the most part of the first 5 years in the NHL. So I'm still believing that guy's in there. And of course, the defensive smarts, they've always been there. And I think they'll just get better with time as well. That's typically something that, athletes get better at, especially NHLers. So Elias Pettersson can be one of the best damn players in the NHL. The pressure's on for a reason. because the hype train could be out of control if he, gets off to a hot start here for your Vancouver Canucks. All right, let us know in the comments. And some of you there, Greener, I see you. Some of the people thinking that Elias Pettersson still has that Hart Trophy like skill inside of him. Man, oh man. Let's get to break here. Kyle's gonna go hop on the D, or so you're gonna ask someone to be his daddy. I'm not quite sure. But we'll be back on the other side to talk about Luke Hughes and the Dutch Gretzky here on Locked On Canucks. Man, oh man, it's September, baby. And that means, of course, NFL is back this week. Kyle's yellow and green schlong is
golden,
man.
green.
It's hard.
Golden
He's feeling
green.
it. Oh, golden green? Dude, that's not gold. It's yellow.
No,
you
it's
guys
gold.
call it golden green? That's just
course,
false advertising.
That's not false advertising. That's the Green Bay Packers, Trevor. Carry on.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, NFL season back this week. NHL season back this month, at least preseason, that is. And whatever you're betting on, make sure you go place those bets on FanDuel, because right now new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel, man, especially on a game day on NFL Sunday. Okay, you wake up, the balls are tinkling, man. You throw on the bum, all that good stuff, and FanDuel just makes the day just that much better, man. Makes every game more exciting. Adds a little energy to my Sundays. So if you are like me and you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. Remember to gamble responsibly. Call numbers in the description of this episode if you need help with your gambling troubles. If you're all good to go, visit FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet.
Okay, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks, Trevor Beggs, Kyle Bowen. More importantly, though, the second best dad in the world, Trevor Beggs. We don't do this enough because, again, Trevor, we're getting older. I guess, both of us slowly becoming more entrepreneurial. And, again, both of us also turning into colleagues more than friends. So we don't do it enough, and that's ask this question, how you doing?
Dude, you're right, man. It's I thought you were one of my best friends, but in your 30s, your life becomes about your kids and your entrepreneurial endeavors, man. But I'm doing fantastic, bro. I'm doing absolutely fantastic, right? Quit the day job, first day at the new job today. You can see the office if you're on YouTube right here. I'm stoked to get down to the real Daily Hive office this week. Be in the rink, be in the locker room. Hopefully, be at training camp here all in the weeks ahead. So. I'm living my best life, man. My daughter just started kindergarten today. My wife and I had a good cry about that too. So life's beautiful, man. Life's beautiful. And how the hell are you doing, man?
Well, you almost made me cry with that comment, talking about your daughter's first day at kindergarten. You know what, Trevor? I hope that every time it's the first day of school for her, she loves it, because this might be the last time that happens. Because I feel like every time it was the first day of school for us post kindergarten, it was like, oh man, I don't want to go back to school. You know what I'm saying? Was she excited today? The first,
No, she was excited. Then she got there, saw the kids running around. She's a little nervous, but then we looked in. She's jumping up and down in the class. Comes back out, big smile on her face. I did get in trouble my first day there, though, man. I'm not even sure if I should say this.
No, don't say it. No.
Well,
Trevor,
cut me off. Okay,
don't do it, as you just got your dream job. But we don't hey, Trevor, we already told the line. Okay, more on that in a couple minutes, because I got to read a comment that's making me think a lot. That being said, I know we got to talk about Luke Hughes versus the Devils, Elias Pettersson versus the world. Some people are like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of everyone just talking about Elias Pettersson. I know I am too, but I'm just honestly so fascinated, and also as a fan, actually very nervous. I feel, and you can slap me across the face, Trevor, if you want, because we hold our friends accountable, but I have this anxiousness straight up. I hate it. Normally I get anxious in April when the Canucks are in the playoffs or something. That's when the real anxiousness starts. But I don't know. I'm anxious about this season because I feel like my future actually hinges on it.
Oh, man. How your future hinges on it. Yeah. Right. Because you're right. You told the people, and you're a man of your word, that you are not getting married until the Vancouver Canucks win a Stanley Cup. And a bold proclamation, because like you said, if Petey doesn't deliver and this season goes off the rails, you're not getting married until you're probably in your 50s or 60s, man, which might be the new norm by then anyways. Who knows? But there's a lot of pressure on you and your love life, man. But maybe this will make you feel a bit better. Reports out of New Jersey. Oh, baby. We talked about Mission Impossible trading for Luke Hughes last week. According to NJ.com and Ryan Novozinski, he's reporting that Luke Hughes and the New Jersey Devils have different ideas on when it comes to the term of a contract extension. And apparently, allegedly, the main obstacle is that Luke Hughes' camp wants a 5-year deal to align with that of his brother Jax, which would conceivably set up both brothers to be unrestricted free agents in 2030 and 2031. Now, that's a pretty fascinating story if you're a Vancouver Canucks fan, Kyle, because, of course, we're all worried about Quinn Hughes going to New Jersey, choosing his own future. But now you're hearing that potentially Luke and Jack want to become UFAs together.
I like
maybe all three brothers can choose who they want to play. Or maybe Quinn's the elder statesman. And he's saying, yo, my young bucks, my younger brothers, Vancouver is the place to be. Who knows, man? But anyways, it's a very interesting report, Kyle. I'm curious on your 2 cents. Like, what did you make of it?
And Trevor, I love how you brought this up because, again, some days I like hanging out with you because you bring out the positivity in my life. And then sometimes I'm like, dude, you're just the darkest guy in the program. It is what it is. Okay, I'm all over the place. All that being said, yesterday when I was at that party and we were talking about the Canucks, somebody actually brought this up. I forgot about it. I blacked out, I guess, right? And I remember when the conversation did happen, I got excited because I'm like, yo, if I think it's going to happen, I think not even just with like the whole player empowerment era, like New Jersey needs Luke there early on. Like they already experienced him not at training camp last year. And like, you just need your best players there early on, right? I think they're going to listen to him and let him sign that deal that matches with Luke's current contract and they can both walk to UFA. Like, you got to do it. Keep your players happy, especially Luke Hughes. On that note, I feel like that makes a 3 to 4 year contract extension or whatever the number would be for Quinn if he signs in 12 months or 10 months more possible, right? Because you know how we keep talking about, again, because for guys like me, I go through it, right? Right now, it feels like there's a 10% chance that this guy stays or a 5% chance that this guy stays. Because to me, it's like grim and like, I don't know how we're better than we were 12 months ago. I just don't, like, on paper, I just don't know. Based on star talent, whatnot. I got to hop on the D and actually just like, okay, just for me to actually feel it in my heart.
Whoa, no,
all the way to the heart. No, never stop doing that. No. I'm just saying a lot of people have forgotten about JT Miller because they switched sides and they're in love with the D. All that being said, if his brothers are signing like not a short-term deal, but if Luke signs a deal that matches up with Luke, then you could start believing another theory. And that's like, yo, they've all talked about this and they're like, yo, let's all become UFAs at the same year and just pick any team. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be a possibility too. So maybe Quinn would sign a 3 to 4. I guess it would be a 3-year deal if he signs it. No, it'd be a 4-year deal at the end of this contract to match with his brothers too. And that's awesome because I would take any more Quinn Hughes to give us an opportunity because as long as you have that guy on your team, I think miracles could happen. Like that's how good Quinn Hughes is, and that's with or without Elias Pettersson. Like to answer the question I asked I was asked yesterday completely, in regards to like, how do you feel about the Canucks season? I said, I don't know. And I'm nervous and I'm anxious. But the one thing I did guarantee is like, yo, I am going to watch every game with a lot of love because, we got to watch Quinn Hughes again. He's that good. Like he's one of the best 10-7 athletes in sport when he's on his game. He's unbelievable. Just a one-man wrecking crew. And yeah, as long as you can keep that guy for as long as needed, you know what I'm saying? The longer you have him, if you can get him for 2 or 3 or 4 more years longer and not 8, it's okay, Trevor. I'm okay with that.
100%. I'm with you, Kyle. I mean, of course, we all want Quinn Hughes to sign the big monster 8-year, $127 million extension or whatever the hell it's going to be. But if he did decide to resign until 2030-31, I think we would all take another 5 years of Quinn Hughes or 4 years of Quinn Hughes if that's what it means. So more Quinn Hughes in Vancouver, no matter how long. I mean, we all hope it's he plays here till he's 45, but even if it's just a couple more years, we would take that here in Vancouver.
And one more note about the whole contract thing. Like there was more news on like the new CBA that I think has already been signed or in principle agreed on.
Yes.
There was a little bit of a change because something is happening quicker than we all thought was going to happen. And that's next, the playoffs coming up in 2026. They're going to have that rule in place where there is going to still be a salary cap. A lot of people, I feel as if thought that would be implemented when the new CBA did kick in, and that's like post, what next year is, but they're going to bring that in ASAP. Okay, and I'm only bringing that up because some people might have thought that something similar with the immediacy would have happened with the current way UFAs can sign contracts. Because again, the new CBA is stating that if you're a UFA, you can sign for 6 years or.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If you're unrestricted free agent, the max length you can sign is 6 years. If you're with your current team, it's 7, right? So,
but that's not changing ASAP. So until the new CBA kicks in, which is September 15th, 2026.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes could still sign an 8-year extension. So there's a lot of different things in play, but just to wrap this point up, I'm pray is a strong word, because you know what? We need world peace. We need love. We need cooperation. But I'm hoping, and I'm on my knees and I'm begging. And Trevor, you know what? I'm closing my eyes and I'm praying. Luke Hughes, sign a 5-year deal, short-term deal, whatever you got to sign to walk yourself into UFA status. Please, 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 hockey gods, listen to me. Listen to Trevor and do us all a favor.
Yes, let's go. Luke Hughes still unsigned at the moment. And by the 2031 offseason, we'll see all 3 Hughes brothers playing on the same hockey team, which I hope would mean at least another 5 years of Quinn Hughes here in Vancouver. All right. Speaking of legends of the game, let's wrap up on the other side with a comment about the Dutch Gretzky. Maybe some of your comments as well here on Locked On Canucks.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks, Trevor Beggs, Kyle Bowen, and more importantly, you and you. Speaking of which, Trevor, man, it's been 21 minutes, and we still haven't read a comment, man. We suck. Well, I guess we kind of read comments, but not really, okay? Anyways, this one comes from Soul Search Guru, okay? Kyle is a man that every man wants to be like, and a man that every woman wants to be with. And Trevor, honestly speaking, I don't like this comment, man, because Trevor, no, don't put the goat symbol. No, Trevor, I'm a man of loyalty. And dude, my girlfriend just started messaging me, "Go Pack, go."
Wow,
so
that's big. That's huge, actually.
Oh, that's huge, man. Dude,
Yeah.
that's first of all, it's not huge.
Round of applause for your girl, man. Unbelievable.
So I just want everyone to know you don't got a chance. Nobody got a chance. That's what I want. I want people to know that nobody's got a chance but one person. I'm already locked up for life. And come on, who's this guy's name's Guru? Come on, let's not put that comment out there, okay? Nobody wants me because I'm done.
I mean, in fairness, he's just saying you're a man that every woman wants to be with. It's not saying anything about you specifically, putting yourself out there. Like, you're with your girl. It doesn't mean a woman can still want to be with you, though.
Nope. Anyways, look at this. You thought I was lying? Look at this right here, okay? Yeah, I sent my girl a nice message, but I'm not gonna show people what I sent her because I don't want to teach people my game. Everyone doesn't understand Italian, okay? But anyways, we got my girl saying "Go Pack, go" after she said "Have a great day." So Trevor, one day it's gonna be "Go Canucks, go," but they gotta step it up, man. No, for real, man, for real. The Canucks, I want them to be a part of my love life. I want that type of threesome. I want to watch. No, I want to watch every single Canucks game with my girl. I want my girl to be my best friend for life. So,
okay, I'm not going to ask if you've done it in the past, but moving forward in your 30s, would you ever do it while watching a Canucks game?
Nope, we're not going there, Trevor. That's cheating on the both. Come on, that's not okay. Anyways, Dale Weise. You want to talk about Dale Weise? I saw the interview too, and I have my own thoughts, but I'll let you get your thoughts off first.
The Dutch Gretzky, Dale Weise joining the Slang and the Biscuit podcast. And I think a couple of good takeaways out of that. One was that he called the Sedins, the best players he ever played with. And he played with like Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews and Artemi Panarin. So, I mean, like, I would agree. The Sedin's the best out of those players. I think Patrick Kane statistically is probably better. Toews obviously with more cups, but I can't argue with Dale on that one, but interesting to hear him say it because he's.
No, but one thing you could say though, you could. I know. Dale didn't play with like Henrik's Art Ross season. And that's when like Henrik was at his best. But like take Henrik's best season and take Patrick Kane's best season.
Yeah, that's an interesting comparison. I know Patrick Kane obviously did a lot of damage in the playoffs, but trying to look right now what Patrick Kane's best season was. While I'm doing that, I think some of the other good points is that he called the Sedins just like culture carriers. And I'm thinking about that for this current Canucks team. He said the Sedins were always like organizing team dinners, like everyone meet at the hotel for 15 minutes for drinks. Like those guys really took on the lead together and brought together that group of Canuck players at the time. They had a lot of different personalities, in fairness. So I thought that was really interesting to hear. And then my other big takeaway from it was just how much he disliked John Tortorella. He basically called the whole like brawl thing like completely unavoidable. His point was basically like Brian McGrattan never going to jump the Sedins, which is fair. Like enforcers don't do that. They don't just come off the opening faceoff and try to drop the gloves of the Sedin twins. He might try to throw a hit or two if he could catch him, but I think Tortorella's logic was flawed. He didn't like the messaging, kind of like throwing Dale Weise's line under the bus there with, which I think was on the ice at the time. I know it was Kellen Lane's first NHL game. Bieksa was out there. Tom Sestito was the other guy out there. Basically throwing them under the bus for being like not talented guys who had to go out there and fight and protect. The Dutch Gretzky without a lot of love for John Tortorella, which again is interesting because you hear a lot of players come out and talk about how much they love John Tortorella even after he's gone out of town. Dale Weise, not one of those guys.
Trevor, man, we're getting old, man. We're talking about something that's 10 years old. On the verge of the Canucks 2025-2026 season, okay? Say less, man. I don't know what else to add to that, man. I think one thing is for certain, like that moment in Canucks lore will always be a thing because of like the spectacle itself, and again, a display of like what hockey is also. And yeah, what a fascinating sport. But the one thing I take away from that story is just remember, like, it makes me remember and slap me in the face again or kick me in the, you know what? It's like, dude, we've sucked for so long. No, honestly, man, we have sucked for so fucking long, and I'm sick and tired of it. And I know I'm a dick for saying this, but Elias Pettersson, step the puck up because, bro, this is the last guy I should be calling bro, but so much hinges. This organization is leaning on this guy to be back. And, maybe it's to tally off like the Dale Weise story. It's like also be a leader. He's got to do so many things. Like this team needs a lot of help on the ice, but in that room, it would be nice if Elias Pettersson was, no longer going into camp looking like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like set the tone. There's so much of everything Vancouver Canucks for the foreseeable future relies on what type of guy Elias Pettersson needs to be. And to me, like I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's like, this team doesn't need Elias Pettersson to be twice the player he was for the last 150 games. It's time for this guy to be 5 times the player he is. Like that's how much help this team needs on and off the ice. And we'll see, Trevor. We'll see. This is going to be fascinating.
It's going to be a story to follow, and I'm stoked that I'm going to be there live in person to get the first couple looks at Elias Pettersson, training camp, preseason, all that good stuff. So make sure you follow along here on Locked On Canucks, where I get to talk to my brother, Kyle Bowen. Actually, my brother and my colleague, man. We haven't decided that yet, but I get to talk to Kyle Bowen every day about everything regarding your Vancouver Canucks. That's another episode in the books. Got to get back to my first day on the job. Oh, baby, let's go. If you like what we're doing, again, share with a friend, subscribe, like on YouTube, all that good stuff. We appreciate the hell out of you for tuning in. Kyle, last words to you, buddy.
Just, take care of your neighbors, have fun, be nice to people. It's just hockey, but Elias Pettersson, man, you better step the puck.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.